Hey everybody, welcome back to Starfyre Gaming. I am Sir Joseph, and this is Expeditions Rome. Been a little bit of a gap on playtime. I apologize about that. I was sick again last week, and my throat was very hoarse. So we're going to see how long my voice will last today. We are needing to take out these two dudes here. And make sure this dude here survives. And that's kind of where we're at. So let's see what happens.
Salvetti Laguerari. Unfortunately, I have no time to make sure you survive this.
We are more than capable of surviving without your help.
I disagree, Barbarian. In a battle like this, there are no guarantees. Even a warrior as skilled as you might simply perish by cruel misfortune.
Indeed. I sense a great opportunity in this, Hortensius. Let us kill them all, and finally be done with it.
We should wait for Corvinus.
We've waited long enough. I'm eager to settle this score.
Oh, there's a bunch of guys all over the place here. Let's try to come through this way. Maybe. Because these guys are all red. I mean, everybody's red, so... Dodging. Take out that dude. That dude bleeding. This might end up being a bad thing here. We'll find out. Nope, let's see what happens.
Someone help me! You'll be fine. Hold on, I'm taking the long way around.
Time to disappear.
Okay, I was gonna say these guys had better be fighting those dudes. It's a good start for them. There we go. One of them's down. That's nice. Still got dodge on. Yes? Yes. Glancing, of course. Alright, come on. If those guys defending Felix dude there can finish off the other character, then that would be great. We gotta get these through these dudes so we can get over there.
We're doomed. Doomed, I say.
No, the other guy's back there. God dang it, quit getting in the way over here. There you go. No, go back. Be in more trouble than they're... not that they're worth anything, but... This might be a mistake, but... let's see what happens here.
I can't die! Not here!
You. Ah. Yeah, see, go after him.
That's the last of them. And Felix Hadrianus is safe. Well done, Nagate. The plan worked. We finally have evidence against Lurko.
You've burned my city and slaughtered my people in the name of justice. Hypocrite.
Let's return to political matters once the fighting has died down. I have no doubt the city will belong to Wictrix within the hour.
All right. We did it.
I thought I understood the Romans. I believed your greatest strength was that you always stand together, never fighting amongst each other as we do. But I was wrong. You've killed your own people, and yet you have still defeated me. Finish me then. Let me die with honor.
What should I do with him, friends?
It is customary for vanquished kings to be taken through the streets in the triumph of a victorious imperator, and strangled in public.
He fought bravely. He deserved neither disgrace nor humiliation, but a warrior's death.
I agree with that. Kill him now. It will be dignified.
He's no threat anymore. Even if he wanted to take up arms against Rome again, no one will follow him after this.
Let him be a sort of Gallic Cincinnatus, returning to his farm after serving his people, albeit not as successfully.
I have what I need, and the Gaelic tribes are broken. You have defended your people bravely. Return to your family.
And live the rest of my days in disgrace as the man who lost the freedom of Gallia. If that is your judgment, then I accept.
Victory! The Gauls are surrendering! Ha! That was easy.
We've killed 2 Roman officers. That's not good at all.
I'm impressed. It seems Lurko continues to underestimate you. You do have exactly what you need now. Me. But I wonder how the Senate will react to the circumstances of my capture.
He's right. We need to be on our way to Rome as soon as possible. Let us not give Lurko time to retaliate.
Okay. Excuse me. Grab me a cough drop here.
Our way, Legate and the victorious Legion. Few legions have earned their names as thoroughly as yours.
The Wictrix salute you. It's good to be back again.
It is good to see you again. Legio Ferrata arrived and was disbanded a week ago. I trust by now you know the procedure.
I know the procedure, yet I do not know what I should do.
You have to discuss certain things with your companions, no doubt. Let me know when you're ready.
So I'm thinking we need to just march in there with our legions. But let's see what folks have to say.
Tell me, why do we not just march whole legion into Rome and push Lurko off throne?
The Senate of Rome has no... Excuse me. The Senate of Rome has no throne.
It has special chair for man in charge, does it not? Call it what you will.
Sending my legion into Rome would start a civil war.
I am not bloodthirsty. I hope you know this by now. But when it is necessary to fight, you must fight. Rome is not as I had hoped, before I saw it with my own eyes. There is so much squalor and suffering. In Wild, it is possible for man to have dignity, even in poverty. In city, this is not so.
Hmm. See, Rome is divided. Crossing the Rubicon with our legion might tear her apart forever.
Change is nothing to be feared. Sometimes it brings improvement. Sometimes destruction. But status quo is so destructive already. Anyway, I don't think I will stay here after we are done. It's time for me to face my past and move on.
This is a bad idea.
We do possess the evidence necessary to condemn Lurko and his family forever.
Last time I saw Lurko, he was angry, but he was not in a panic. There's another trick up his sleeve. I'm certain of it.
Maybe, but we're out of options.
There is always a way. The years I've spent with you taught me that over and over again.
You think they will accuse us of murder?
It's what I would do. Lurko is a dangerous foe because he knows exactly when to lie and when to tell the truth. He will tell the Senate that we have murdered his entire Praetorian Guard. You know that's not a lie.
They were following orders. Their deaths are on Lurko's conscience.
I've seen no evidence to suggest the man has one.
You know, no one would be able to stop us if we took over the Senate itself.
People will still be able to oppose you. And this time you'll have to kill a lot of people, not just those who deserve it.
Maybe not. If we march in with overwhelming force, no one will be stupid enough to stop us.
I wouldn't count on that. The world is full of foolish people.
Thank you for always being by my side.
I'm good at killing people. And you somehow keep attracting people in need of killing. What I've done for you still seems less than what you've done for me.
See you on the other side.
We are at the end now.
That's what scares me. What do you think will happen?
I think we have enough evidence to get that bastard exiled forever. We will stride into the Pomerium as civilians once more, with pride in our eyes.
What if the Senate doesn't find the evidence compelling?
That is not an option. We'll need to make sure everyone understands what happened. We cannot count on the facts to speak for themselves.
We have killed Roman Praetorians. Do you really think the Senate will forgive us?
They will certainly take some convincing. It is unfortunate that we had to kill a few Praetorians. But let us not forget the fact that they were criminals.
Maybe we should just march into the Senate and make them listen to us.
What do you mean? Walk into Rome with swords in our hands? That would make us look like villains.
It was just a stray thought. Pay it no mind.
Being a villain is quite easy. Those who make difficult choices are remembered as heroes.
I just don't know if it's a difficult choice or a stupid choice.
There is one way to know.
This has been interesting.
It's been a pleasure, genuinely. You always stood by my side, even if it was against your own interests. I will never forget that.
I have much to think about.
We should move.
Think we should sit down and plan. The next few days may very well determine our fates.
Ask yourself, what is my enemy doing right now? He who is on the offensive always has the advantage.
Perhaps you're right. Do you think we should simply roll into Rome with our legion and take over the Senate?
I'm a warrior, not a strategist. I simply think we should act now while we have the initiative. He who strikes first usually wins.
They find us guilty of murdering Roman officials. All of you will suffer because of me.
Then we shall suffer, but it will not be due to your actions. I am no simple service. We chose to follow you, whether we like it or not. A man carves his own destiny. If I shall suffer as a result, so be it.
What would you do in my place?
I am not in your place, and for that I am happy.
Harsh, but fair. Sometimes I don't want to be myself.
Sometimes I do dream of being someone else. Someone other than you. Your life is difficult.
Oh, Bestia is awesome. You always were a dependable companion.
Old Cineros says being free is not a legal status, but a state of mind. I earned my freedom before we met. But it was you who taught me to be truly free. For that, I'm thankful.
We will talk later, Bestia.
Domine?
Lend me your wisdom one last time, old friend. I'm about to make a really important decision.
Your frustration is natural, but I think the personal stakes involved cloud your mind. Surely you have solved more difficult riddles in your life. Know that we have done all we can. It is time to cast the die and see how it lands.
Do you think we have enough evidence to condemn Lurko permanently?
I am no advocate, but when it comes to evidence, I doubt we can get more or better.
For better or worse, we should go ahead, shouldn't we?
Most certainly. Taking any action is better than doing nothing. You should know this by now.
What if they find you guilty of murdering Roman officials as well? They might execute you.
I have lived a full and bountiful life. This old man has witnessed so many things. Certainly, there are some unresolved questions in my mind, but isn't life a series of unresolved questions anyway?
There is a chance I might perish. I want you to take care of my family.
Young man, I've been taking care of your family since long before you were born. Now focus on the task ahead and make sure they never need me again.
You have served me well, Cineros, but I can't order you to certain death. You are a Serwis no longer. I release you.
If you think I've been following you because I'm your Sowers, you're still a child in mind. I've been free for a long time now.
Well, we could march in with our army, or we could just kind of not and see what happens. I think we're going to not march in. I don't want to take the army into Rome. Could cause many more deaths than I'm wanting to take right now. Because, I mean, if the civilians rise up against us, there's going to be a lot of dead people. These guys all up. Pardon me. These guys all leveled up. All right, let's go in.
Shall we store your weapons at the villa, as usual?
By all means, do that, Witus. My next battle will be in the Senate.
Are you sure? What makes you think you can win a battle of words against Lurko?
I'm good with words, and this time I have evidence to support our claims.
Certainly, but keep in mind he has enough evidence to condemn all of us as well. Even if we can destroy him and get him exiled, it may well cost us our own lives. Are you ready to pay that price?
See? Everybody's like, hey, bring in your legion. What alternative is there?
We can die fighting. We can simply find him and kill him.
You're speaking of carrying out a coordinated assault on Rome and the Senate. It is no small task.
The difficulty of the task is irrelevant. We would need to cross the Rubicon with our arms and soldiers to achieve this. It would be a betrayal of Rome herself.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, let's see how this works out if we don't bring our legion in. You're right. I couldn't accept that.
Then let us stop considering it.
So that means we're taking our chances with the Senate?
It's the only right thing to do.
Fine by me. I believe in you all.
It seems you have reached a decision.
All right, let us disband the legion, Witus. I have to get ready to present our evidence.
Very well. For a moment I had my doubts about you. For that I apologize.
Right. Let's go celebrate that we all made it back alive. First round is on me.
Ugh. Act 4, Roma.
Remember what Domina used to say? An empty stomach breeds an empty mind. And you will need your mind. Our upcoming battle cannot be won with a blade.
This looks delicious. You truly are master of the culinary arts, Cineros.
Believe it or not, your mother was my first instructor in this discipline. I guess she was better at teaching than doing. Let me taste it as usual, just in case.
In case what, old man? Surely you didn't poison your own food and then forget it.
Let an old man keep his habits, Centurio. What will you do after everything is said and done?
We're not done yet. Lurko is still consul.
Precisely. We can't afford to underestimate our opponent at this stage.
Wise words, Cineros. We should be careful indeed.
Kikero and I will meet you in the Senate tomorrow morning to prepare for the trial.
Speak as if your life depends on it. In many ways, it may.
Speaking of that trial...
It's so good to see you again. And looking well.
It's wonderful to see you again, Lavinia. How have you been?
I've been well. The children are growing so fast, you probably won't even recognize them.
Having children has completely changed my perspective. It's incredible how your priorities shift.
Tiberius would like to tell you about something important.
Indeed. I would like to testify on your behalf tomorrow, at the trial. Against my brother.
Are you sure? He will be furious. You might be placing yourself... Pardon me. He will be furious. You might be placing yourselves in a great deal of danger.
We are already in a great deal of danger. My brother is becoming completely unhinged lately.
He's out of control. I genuinely fear he may have our own children killed, because they carry your blood.
If you allow me to comment, your testimony will be an incredible boon for our trial tomorrow. Thank you.
My path to atonement will be a long one. But this will be a big first step on the way.
We must return home, before Lurko catches wind who we are visiting.
I'll see you tomorrow at the trial. Good luck.
All right. Let's chat real quick.
You should get some rest. Tomorrow's trial will require you to have your wits about you.
You are well versed in politics. Be honest now. Do you think we'll win?
Those who try to predict the future will only make a laughing stock of themselves. Those who are prepared for all eventualities win in the end.
Just wanted to tell you how glad I am to have you by my side.
It was not only my duty, but my pleasure as well. Your father made me promise to take care of you, no matter what. Looking at you now, I can only feel pride. I just wish your father were alive to see these days.
What will you do after all of this is done?
I've been through much, but I have to admit, these days I feel old. I think I want to see my homeland again. To tell you the truth, I feel like I'm ready to die. It would be nice to see Halicarnassos again first.
Of course. I will personally accompany you.
Thank you.
Let's talk later.
It is a good day, my friend.
Any particular reason for your cheerful demeanor?
I've been thinking. You've done the right thing by not crossing the Rubicon with the Legion.
I was tempted, but a good friend of mine brought me back to my senses.
It's the right choice. You'll see.
Where is Callida and the rest of the guard?
Callida was a bit preoccupied. She's concerned about Corvinus. You know that sneaky bastard is still unaccounted for.
What if the Senate favors Lurko?
They won't. The Senate is a virtuous and wise institution. They'll see the truth of the matter.
Do you think Kikero's help will be enough?
Kikero is probably the best advocate in the Republic, and he's the consul. But what do I know? I'm just a soldier.
Trust your brothers in arms. Besides, Cato is as much of a soldier as any of us.
I hope you're right.
Wale, my friend.
What's on your mind?
Do you think we will succeed?
Your cause is just, and I believe we can convince the Senate. However, our opponent is devious. That worries me.
What do you think Lurko will do when he loses?
I worry. that he will not obey the will of the Senate if the result fails to be in his favor. Will you obey the Senate if you lose?
Of course I will. What kind of a question is that?
A rhetorical one. I knew you would give that answer.
Is it even possible to win a trial against a sitting consul?
If it were not, our republic would be doomed. Those with the greatest power must be under the most exacting scrutiny. But to answer the question in the spirit I think it was asked, we have Kikero on our side, the second consul. This sort of situation is precisely why there are two.
I'll see you at the Senate. Okay, anybody else to chat with in the house? Bag. There's a knife. We wanted a knife. Oh, that's where those attackers were killed. I don't see anybody else in the house, so let's head on to the Senate. While we're heading there, it looks like we're getting close to the end of the game. I don't know, maybe there's a lot more to do after this. Maybe we have to hunt down Lurko, I don't know. But if this is near the end, let me know in the comments if there's anything you guys want to see me play next. If I have it, obviously I will definitely play it. If I don't have it, I'll see about getting it to play it for you guys. So let me know what you would like. And let's head to the Senate.
We will have order in the Senate now! Debating the clarity of the augury will not be productive. The consul himself stands accused. Nothing could be of higher importance. Any other relationes shall be set aside. The result of this relatio again shall be decided per discussionem, and before the sun sets. You may continue, consul, but please, refrain from delving deeper into matters completely unrelated to our discussion.
Naturally. May I restate the necessity of using my actual title, Dictator, instead of Consul?
But you're not Dictator anymore, are you?
Do you even know what Dictator in Perpetuo means?
The legatus has a point. Your title was granted for a limited time in order to solve a crisis. Even though the time has not passed, we can certainly say the crisis exists no more.
I beg to differ. The crisis has evidently not passed. It has merely changed context. Allow my colleague Senator Antonius to display with clarity how unprecedented and absurd this relatio is.
Dear Senators, first let us consider the source and the spirit of the regulation that allows us to appoint a consul to the position of dictator.
One seemingly interminable speech later.
And yet, despite all this, we somehow ended up here accusing the very man who was tasked with the prevention of this crisis.
Thank you, Senator, for this detailed and above all long explanation of something we all knew. Our memories have been thoroughly refreshed. If that will be all, we will finally discuss the evidence presented against the consul. Let us consider the events leading to the capture of Marcus Aurelius Cotta. Is it true that you were collaborating with Mithridates Megas?
Rumors. Nothing but rumors. Maliciously circulated by my enemies. The enemies of the state. I hope you remember that there was absolutely nothing to suggest those rumors had any basis in fact. My fellow consul, honorable senators, are we here to gossip like housewives or to discuss proper matters of state?
bring in Tiberius now. I guess let's do it. Yeah, why not? There was no evidence back then, but now we have a witness. Tiberius Vitellius Scovelia.
Indeed. And I do believe I have credibility here.
You.
I know you must be surprised. And I'm sure when I give a detailed account of your business relationships with Mithridates, our fellow senators will be equally surprised.
I always knew you were jealous of me, Tiberius. But I never thought you'd be foolish enough to testify against me in this manufactured case. If the Senate finds me guilty, you will receive the same sentence.
Yeah. You are my brother-in-law, Scovelia. I can't let you incriminate yourself.
After everything my family has done to yours, you are a truly generous person. But I still have a few choice words about my brother.
A few hours later.
Illuminating.
Are you truly illuminated by a madman's ravings? Tiberius may be my brother, but his envy of my position is well known. He hardly qualifies as an impartial witness.
Can any witness be truly impartial? Shall we perhaps talk about the infamous invasion of Egypt?
Infamous is the correct word for it. The legatus ignited a war in a land that was already a province of Rome. He brought chaos and terror to Africa.
The way I see it, he installed law and order, and saw to it that the rightful queen of the people now sits on the throne.
I must protest. This is highly unusual, having a foreign ruler comment on our internal affairs.
Yet you involved the Pharaoh in our affairs when you had him murder the proconsul of Africa.
And I suppose we have to take you on your word for that accusation too.
Of course not, because that's where I come in.
We're listening, Queen Cleopatra.
Of course you are. Now I shall tell you how your dictator redirected taxes paid by our people into his coffers, and how he managed to get both his accountant and proconsul murdered in the process.
A few hours later. Or, a few hours later.
A chilling account, Your Majesty. Thank you for your testimony.
Once more, I must direct your attention to the utter lack of credible witnesses. Neither this legendary ledger nor the fictional accountant who wrote it are anywhere to be seen.
Then explain your presence in Alexandria at the time of the battle. Why would Ptolemy, who at the time was waging war against Rome, be on friendly terms with you?
I was trying to clean up the diplomatic mess created by your legatus.
I take it you were an ambassador to Egypt at the time?
I wasn't. But in the end, I salvaged the whole campaign. Ptolemy would have easily killed you all.
I wonder how you know these things. So Ptolemy had no reason to keep you alive, yet somehow he did. Very interesting. Let us end by discussing the recent campaign against the barbarians of Gallia. You did kill members of the Dictator's Praetorian Guard, didn't you, Legate?
Lurko and his men hired Gallic warriors to attack Rome. I was simply executing traitors.
I suppose that means you have the authority to condemn and execute criminals on behalf of the people of Rome. I wonder why we have to bother with this hearing, then.
The authority of the Senate in these matters is absolute. Surely the Legatus misspoke.
You seem to give my accuser a very vast benefit of the doubt, Consul. When someone tells you they have committed a crime, you ought to take them at their word.
Perhaps.
I see Senator Antonius has something to add.
Oh, right. I thank you for this opportunity to talk about the history of foreign leaders being represented at the Senate. First of all...
The senator delivers another hour-long lecture.
Once again, thank you for your detailed explanation of this important issue, Senator. Shall we finally proceed to decide now?
We certainly shall not. The sun has set and a decision was not reached. I believe this relatio is to be declared undecided.
Undecided? This just cannot be.
Dictator Lurko is correct, Legate. A decision has to be reached by sunset. And if not, the relatio will be undecided. But in light of the overwhelming and damning evidence against the dictator, I believe this relatio deserves a proper decision. We reconvene tomorrow at sunrise for the final decision. This shall give the dictator a fair chance to defend himself. One final time. This session is at an end.
Let's wait until everyone has left, so we can talk to Kikoro in private.
Why didn't we call up what's-his-face?
I admit, I was rooting for you. But you really did defend your case excellently. Tomorrow's hearing will be a formality. You've pretty much won.
What you're doing is quite admirable. I did not expect anything less, but it still warrants praise. A lesser person might have been tempted to use their legion against Rome. However, I want to be certain that you understand the gravity of what you've done. You have murdered the Praetorian Guard of a sitting consul. There may yet be consequences.
Your deaths were unfortunate, but necessary. I hope the Senate will understand.
The Senate is made of men. It is as moral as the people who inhabit the building.
I think the risks themselves are irrelevant at this point. The Senate has been convinced of Lurko's guilt.
Despite his futile stalling, you've made it clear to everyone that Ortelius Lurko's war in Gallia was nothing but a power grab.
He wants to abolish the Republic and call himself Emperor Lurko.
It serves no purpose to speculate about his motivations. All that matters is that the Senate has been convinced.
If only we could finally prove that Lurko killed my father and Luculius.
It's best to refrain from mentioning these accusations unless we can prove them. Compared to the level of treason implied, the murder of 2 Romans seems trivial. Should he repeat his accusations of murder, it is my hope to use precisely this argument to shield you from them.
I worry about what Lurko might do with time his lackeys in the Senate have bought him.
What is left for him to do? All legal options are exhausted. His legion is disbanded, even Wixie is finished. And after today, his support in the Senate is gone.
Yet he remains at large until tomorrow. His lack of options may just make him desperate. I agree. We must stay vigilant.
What do you have there?
Food for the Legatus and his friends.
Let me have a taste.
It's for the Domini only.
My Dominus does not eat anything until I've tasted it.
Well, all right then.
Delicious.
That's odd. I haven't ordered any food to be brought here.
There is no eating in the Senate.
Cineros, spit it out.
Oh, excuse me. I feel dizzy all of a sudden. There is an odd taste to this food.
Sit down if you feel unwell.
I can't breathe.
The food was poisoned. Where did that sower go?
I've seen this before. It's poison made from bay leaf.
Stay with him. I'll get help.
Armed men have entered the forum.
We brought your weapons.
Old man. He's dead. Lurko. I shall skin your back and lay you on salt. I shall feed your cock to street dogs.
Marlon. Grieve later, Bestia. They're here.
Alright. We're gonna call it here. My throat is starting to kind of go on me, so that's not a great thing. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. As always, like, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate that as well. Remember, let me know in the comments what you would like me to play next, since I'm thinking we're almost done here. I have been Sir Joseph. As always, you guys are amazing. Until next time, stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you later.